This is the RV Game Changer. In this podcast, we will speak with manufacturing leaders, component suppliers, dealers, subsector innovators, influencers, and industry experts who all believe RVing is good for our environment. It's good for our economy. It's great for our family values and overall well-being. With your help, we can improve the RV experience for everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, today on RV Game Changer, we have the pleasure of speaking with a wonderful couple, Gabriel and Alyssa Munoz, who have been traveling full-time in their RV, working and raising their son Oliver for the last 3 years. I've been acquainted with them for almost the beginning of their journey, and we have spoken several times and can happily call them friends. Over the last several months, they've created a company, Tank Rangers. Not only have they been successful, but they're helping others be successful by training Tank Rangers franchisees how to create their own success by owning and operating a Tank Rangers franchise. And without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Gabriel Munoz and Alyssa and their son Oliver, who may be sleeping at this time, but we know we have Ranger on board. And hey, guys, how's everything? Thank you so much for joining us on RV Game Changer.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Yeah, it's been what an exciting trip that you folks have been through. You know, it's amazing what you've done over the last 3 years. Now, can you give us a little bit of your background just to get started? I just want to know, I want the audience to know a little bit more about you and how you got to where you're going. You don't have to answer it all at once, but it's a big story. I know it is.
We are a fun-loving family that loves to get into adventure, find the best taco place wherever we go. And I'm a healthcare worker, so I occasionally take healthcare contracts, but we also are educators, and we love being a part of the RV community and letting them know the best way to take care of your RV holding tanks. But also just to say hello and build our RV community, because that's where we really enjoyed being full-timers.
Yeah, you know, that's amazing. And I know during this whole time, you spent a lot of time on the road and you've had some wonderful adventures.
Oh, yeah.
Would it be okay for you to share some of that with us? Like, I'm going to put up some pictures as we're going along because it is just so marvelous. Yeah, go ahead.
So honestly, my favorite that I always have to say is I love the Grand Canyon. We come here, I think we've come here three years now.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
wow.
My favorite part of the Grand Canyon was being able to see it through my son's eyes. And that's Sedona. We are avid hikers. So this is the third time we've been in Sedona.
Wow. I mean, Sedona just looks so absolutely beautiful. Is that part of the Grand Canyon as well?
No. It's about 2 hours south, 3 hours south of the Grand Canyon. But that was a beautiful hike that we've done multiple times, and we love sharing it with our friends and family.
Yeah, that's magnificent. I mean, the Grand Canyon is wonderful. You've been to so many places. Where are you guys now?
We're in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Now what's out there in Flagstaff?
So much to do in Flagstaff. There, I mean, Route 66 is here in Flag.
Nice.
There is the Lowell Observatory where Pluto was discovered, and there's so much to do right here in Flag, but also in the surrounding area. It's a great area to visit.
So we're at 7,000 elevation here, by the way.
Wow, the air's a little thin there, but you seem to be doing okay. You're not getting dizzy or anything?
No, we've been here a while.
We were here for the whole winter. I think we accumulated around 50 inches of snow.
Oh, wow. And so you've been camping in the snow for most of the winter?
The whole winter.
If our rig says it can go 4 seasons, we're going to take it in 4 seasons. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if this is one of those legit pictures from this year, but I found this one on one of your social media, and I'm like, wow, these guys do it all the time. Like, they don't care what the weather, what it brings. They're living in this RV.
Since we've had the rig, every winter we've been in cold environment. The year before we were in the Asheville in the North Carolina in the Blue Ridge Mountains. The year before that we were in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I remember you being in Colorado. That was quite a extensive winter for you.
Yep.
Wow, it's amazing how you've adapted and learned how to get the most out of that Grand Design Transcend.
Oh yes.
It's funny. Everybody goes, you're going the wrong direction. You're not supposed to do the snow for the winter. We're like, yeah, we are.
That's fantastic. Hey, yeah, I know the boy's sleeping. Tell us a little bit about what goes on as far as like keeping him on track with his education, with his personal development and things like that. I'm sure there's a lot of responsibilities as a kid on the road, right?
So we supplement with the national parks, state parks, and museums in wherever we are. We also found a curriculum to do the core education. Every state is going to have certain laws about homeschooling.
Oh, wow.
So we adhere to we're based out of Washington as of right now.
Okay.
So we adhere to the Washington state laws.
That's fantastic. Tell us about how you kind of intermingle your travel with his education. I mean, you've mentioned this to me before, and I think Gabe at the time was kind of being more like Mr. Mom homeschooler before he was working full time. But tell us a little bit of how you you mix it in, right? You use the experiences that you guys are going through to help as part of his education process.
Yes. So we use wherever we are. So let's just take Arizona because that's where we are right now.
Yep.
We, as far as history and science and geology, Grand Canyon is a great example. So we've learned through the national park about the history of how the Grand Canyon was formed. That teaches geology.
Wow.
And also he has a huge interest in astronomy. So we went to the Lowell Observatory. And we were able to look through satellites that normal people probably wouldn't have.
Right. I mean, that's extraordinary. He's seeing like light years away, right?
Yes.
You can go take a tour and go up there in the evening where it's dark, and as long as the sky's wide open, they'll bring out the big, expensive telescopes and let you look at
the
planets.
big one. Yeah.
Yes.
My arms disappear. I'm sorry about that.
He also, with the people that we meet, he's been talking about possibly going into the Air Force so he can be a pilot. So we've met a lot of people. We've met a man who used to race airplanes. So Oliver's been able to talk to him. We met some RVers that go to Grand Design rallies that he's a pilot himself for, I think, Southwest Airlines. So he's been able to talk to all these people so we can actually cater his education to the things that he's interested in.
At the same time, the community is really important with it. We've had where they take him out and take the metal detectors and go explore. He's been offered to be taken on base to the Air Museum. So, the community takes a big part of helping us educate him. What do they say? It takes a village to raise a kid.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and what's amazing is RVers are generally wide open like that. They do want to share their experiences with you and your family.
Absolutely.
With all of that. I mean, I just find that fascinating that he's leaning towards aeronautics because, that's a really technical, line of work, right? I mean, you're going to have to be up to speed on science and math and technology and all of these things. And I'm sure he's getting all of that information. Now, how old is Oliver right now?
He's 10 right now.
He's 10 right now. And
he can't wait to be 13.
What's that?
He said he can't wait to be 13 because at 13, he can actually get a pilot license, go through the course.
Oh, my goodness. And you know what? He's probably aptitude-wise, probably getting there pretty quickly, I'm sure.
Yes.
It looks like you guys are a little bit patriotic. Tell us about your background that, I love this picture of Oliver and Thor, right? Yeah.
Yep, that's Thor. That's Oliver and Thor. That was the first year that we wintered in Arizona.
We boondocked for 8 weeks.
Yes.
Wow.
But we are both prior military. I served in the Army, and Gabe served in the
Marines.
Yep. So we love our country. I was military police in the Army, and I wanted to continue to serve the community, and I became part of the healthcare field.
Well, that's that's a great way to help civilians, being in healthcare. but also serving in the military. It's like you're protecting us all, and everything that you guys do, it seems to be in the process of giving back. So everything, you know, you work towards includes a certain aspect of giving.
Yes.
You know, I know you've been around all different places. You've done so many things. And this, folks, you know, how did this lead into you folks starting this company, Tank Rangers? Because it is so exciting what you guys have been up to for the last several months. And I'm just saying, wow, how did they come up with this? But then again, you just took it to a whole nother level in such a short period of time. Tell us all about it.
You know, tank cleaning is not a new thing. It has been around for a while. We were part of a different company, and we just had so many ideas, and we thought we could make it our own. So we did. We became Tank Rangers. This is a Ranger behind us.
I saw him. What a handsome boy. Hey, Ranger, come on. Say hi. That's a good boy. Yeah. And his big brother Thor is taking a nap, right? His new toy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good boy. Thanks for coming and joining us.
Funny quick story about Ranger is Ranger, we got him in Texas, and he was born on the road from an RVer.
Yes.
And
oh, wow.
He had reached the age where they were just too many and want a small trailer, a very small trailer at that. And we took the opportunity to have him become part of our family and actually part of our business as well. He's our mascot, and he loves the community. The community loves him.
Yes.
Is he an Aussie mix or something? Or?
Yes, he's Australian Shepherd Mini.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So if anybody has a working dog, you know the high energy that they have.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I saw him earlier today when he was trying to wake Thor up, and Thor wasn't having any part of it. Yeah. I mean, remind people it's 11 o'clock here on the East Coast, but it's only 8 a.m. over there where you folks are. And I appreciate you getting up and being bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I mean, you guys look fantastic.
We're used to getting up early in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, funny is the sun comes up here about 4:45.
Yep. So tell us a little bit about the services that you provide, and then the evolution of offering franchisees and helping these franchisors to be successful just like you guys.
So we enjoy educating people. When my parents started full-time, and they full-time in a Class A, they were telling me all the tips and tricks that they do, like leaving their holding tanks open and
he's trying to sneak in there.
Yes, he is.
He's got to be part of it.
So in using certain products, and as we all research and we watch the YouTubes, they sometimes endorse certain products. And in our 3 years of traveling, the first year we did some of that, and we had some issues come about by doing the things that felt people in the past have used. And
right.
Then
I thought it was a good idea, but it was actually, making the tanks kind of misbehave as a result. Right?
Yes. So, most people, when you ask them, they have sensor issues. And, the myth is that the sensors don't work, but they do. You just have to have the right information, the right tools in order to do that. And that's where we come in. We want to help everybody so they can have a great and happy camping experience, so and not have any poopsies and keep those sensors working.
Poopsies with a P, yeah.
Yes. So we can't be everywhere, and we want to educate as many RVers as we can. Right. So we wanted to expand and help others and expand the fun-loving family that we are, and bring more a part of it so they can educate others as well.
I think a lot of the community had an influence on us trying to expand, because a lot of the community wants to be able to do the same thing. They're retired. They don't want to just sit around. They want something else to do. So this kind of helps them out in the idea that they can run their own business and they can do it as they please. They don't have to be full time.
Let's get back to the nuts and bolts of Tank Rangers. Tell folks the service you provide specifically, and without getting too gross, obviously, but let us know what you do. Okay. And then and go from there.
Sure. So what we do is we hydrojet the inside of the tanks at 1,500 PSI. We bring them back to factory clean.
Oh, wow.
When these tanks come from the factory, they're pre-lubricated and they start to dry out. And that ABS gives when they dry out, it gives it a surface, a foundation for debris to stick to it. So we go in there, hydrogen, excuse me, bring them back to the factory clean. And then we teach them people how to keep them that way. And the idea is to keep your tanks nice and lubricated. And so we have a solution that you can mix yourself, and basically treat it. And if you can keep that runway nice and slick, nothing sticks.
Well, I love that line. But, here's the thing, folks. You're not only cleaning their tanks, but you're offering them a permanent solution so they can keep their tanks clean themselves.
Yes.
Right? Which is something that it boggles the mind, because a lot of business owners would not divulge their secrets. They want to have that repeat business. But you're thinking more or less, let's look at this long term. This 50 million people with RVs out there, you're going to be able to get to a lot of people and help a lot of people. And it's okay that every customer is a new customer or a referral,
Correct.
Right?
And we're having repeats. Excuse me, you got your full timers, and we recommend that they have an annual cleaning. This is just another maintenance. This is just another form of maintenance. It's something that people didn't give a lot of thought to. And if we can help them keep those tanks clean and the odors out of their tanks, your gray tanks is one of the dirtiest tanks you're going to have, because it's a moist environment where mold can grow, and that's where odors come. And that's we don't have onboard sprayers, so we can get those tanks nice and clean.
Right.
People how to keep them that way.
Yes.
And people don't realize, but when they put some food debris down their sink, they really should wipe it off first before they wash their dishes. They put even a little bit of oil or a little bit of sauce or whatever it may be. That stuff is going to grow bacteria in that gray tank. So you really need a way to keep it from sticking, like you say, and then have like an anaerobic surface, so everything just slides right out, and you're not holding that extra moisture with the extra debris that goes along with it.
Yes.
Right.
Well, we get kind of confused. A lot of the products that they say to you put in your tanks, they're for septic systems, but we have to remember our tanks are holding systems. You kind of almost have to think of it as a porta-john. You put stuff in it, and then somebody yourself releases all that product. It's not in your RVs for long enough to be a part of a septic system. So we have to remember that they're holding tanks, not a septic system.
It's got to be a septic system. It's got to be an anaerobic system. So this stuff is starting to break down, but it's not going to break down completely, which creates a sludge inside the tanks. So
so it's actually detrimental for a certain extent that to use some of those enzymatic deodorizers, because it's breaking it down to smaller particles that are more likely to stick. And the end result, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it's gonna clog up those sensors too. Those sensors, like everything sticks to it like paper mache. It sticks like glue. It turns to cement almost inside there.
Yes. Think of it almost like a pancake batter. Like when you're camping and you're making your pancakes and you want to eat, and you leave that batter, that bowl on the side, and it creates that hard, sludgy
batter.
Sticks to the bowl. Yes, batter, and it sticks to the bowl. That's exactly what's happening in your holding tanks when you use those septic system products that either break down, liquefy, or it's made for a septic system. So when it breaks,
and as it dries, it hardens, right? Yeah. It turns into something that is difficult to remove at that point.
Yes. It also doesn't come out of your tanks because it divides into a solid and a liquid. So when you open up your valves, the liquid all comes out, but that solid can't come out. And it just holds in your tanks.
Which creates weight. That creates weight.
Yes.
And every RVer is concerned about weight. We had a customer, I guess they weighed themselves before they came to a rally. And I got text messages a couple of days later, and they said, "Hey, by the way, after you clean, we got ourselves weighed on our way out, and we were 125 pounds lighter."
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm sure, in some cases it could be a lot more, but 125 pounds of stuff you don't have to carry. And when you're close to your tow rating, that 125 pounds could mean, less food or more food, right, available that you can stow, more equipment, and just to have a little bit better balance on your RV so you don't have all that weight towards the back. Mm-hmm. And that could even create more sway, having that extra 125 pounds past the back axle, right? So when it comes down to the physics of it all, it's a great idea for so many different reasons.
Yes.
Yeah, it, not only weight, it could do damage to your tanks. It can create a sag, and then you will always have something sitting there at the bottom of the tank.
It
So
decreases the capacity.
It decreases the capacity.
Oh, wow. Oh, so the tank itself can change shape as a result
Absolutely,
of that.
we've seen it.
Wow, isn't that something? Now, I know a lot of those tanks are designed to stretch and then retract, and maybe that's why, but that they're not really intended to hold that stuff for a long time, because those stretching and contractions can turn permanent, right?
Correct.
They lose their memory. So it's important that to get everything out, so then the tanks can go back to their normal shape. So
Yes.
man, I'm learning a lot today. That's fantastic. Or I'm including some of the things I've learned in the past to help kind of move things along. Hey, if you don't mind, you've been already to several places this year, and I want to go over some of the different locations where people may bump into you. All
Yeah,
right.
sure.
So I got this little list over here, and let's talk about it. So it looks like you've already been to the Eclipse Rally. That must have been spectacular. Can you tell us a little bit what that experience was about?
Well, we were to go out there. We actually ended up not going out there. That
Oh, I'm sorry.
that rally was a wash. The dates were too conflicting with another rally. So, but we did
okay.
we did go to the Fortuna de Oro. That was an FCOC rally. So that's Freight Liner Chassis
Owners Club.
Owners Club.
Oh, wow.
And that was a great rally. That was down in the Yuma area.
Fantastic. It looks like you've been down in Arizona again. So, and then just last week you were in Tucson.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. And tell us a little bit about that rally and who you might have met there.
So we actually met a lot of people there. We met the Campaholics were there. They're influencers. There is a wonderful not program, but a nonprofit called the Honor Network.
Oh, wow.
They take the flag and
So there's an American flag that has been deployed, and the two founders of the Honor flag, they travel all over the country with this flag, and they go to honor veterans who pass away and law enforcement, first responders. And so we have partnered up with them. So when we go to the rallies and we do cleanings, for every cleaning we do a donation towards their nonprofit. They travel all over the country. They send the flag on. It helps. The donations help transport the flag either via plane or through their RV. They're full timers in an RV. The couple spends very little time together because they're always traveling, doing stuff for this organization, this nonprofit. So they're awesome people. Cindy and Chris, shout out to them.
Yeah.
So it's just another way for us to give back.
yes.
Right. And it sounds like you guys give back a lot. So not only are you helping RVers, operate their tanks better, you're helping some of which are retired folks become franchisees of tank rangers, and, giving them reason to get up in the morning. One of the major reasons, and you're a medical professional, so you know this, but one of the major reasons people decline as they age is because they stop doing stuff.
Exactly.
They get lazy, or they just stop being active. And having a job like this is physical, it's mental, it's you get to communicate, you're outside a lot, you're breathing fresh air. You're helping these. Yeah, go ahead.
The interaction with the community, you get to sit there and talk to them about it, and they tell you their stories, where they've been. It's amazing.
People have so much to tell us, and we have so much to learn from each other.
I'm going to back up for a minute. We'll get back to that list in a second, but I'm thinking too, I'm saying to myself, oftentimes at the dealership where I work, we see kids and they're like, can I go home now? I'm sick of doing this, blah, blah, blah. What about Oliver? Does he ever push back and say, I wish I had a home? Or is he living, to me, he's living a life that no one else can live, that very few people get the opportunity to. So tell us a little bit about his response and how he handles living on the road, because that's important.
Growing pains.
Yes. I mean, as kids grow and as they come into their personalities, of course, he gives us pushback. But every time I ask him, well, if we live in a sticks and bricks again, you're going to have to go to public school. He goes, never mind.
I mean, he's experiencing the best school available to any kid. I mean, my goodness, and I just want to remind folks too that, you're a great business story, but you guys are a much better family story. What's going on with you? What you do every day, and to impact Oliver, Ranger, Thor, each other. And I can see you smile with a real true smile on your face. You're like really happy. Like you're genuinely happy and you're living this life. But you're making a difference to everybody who you come encounter with, right? So, man, I am so proud of you. And I'm so proud to call you friends. And every time when we get caught up, we do these little text messages back and forth and this and that. It's so exciting to see how you guys are doing. And you're inspiring to me. You're inspiring to so many other people. Thank you so much for being who you are. It's absolutely delightful.
We appreciate your support all these 3 years,
and your friendship.
You've always been right there. So we appreciate it.
All right, let's take a little bit more on this schedule. I want people to be able to track you down this year, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. And so you're going to Utah next. Tell us where you're going. And that's an extraordinary area, isn't it?
Yes, we're going to Kanab, Utah. If you ever get a chance to go to that area, there's a Kanab, Escalante, St. George. It is beautiful. It's also close to Zion and Bryce, and so if you ever go to visit the Fab Five national parks there, try to get down in that area. There's hiking, there's you can take your side-by-sides and go on the trail.
A lot of open trails.
Beautiful red rocks and the sunsets and the stars.
Visions like this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I just love to see that sedimentary rock. And, and when you're going through Bryce Canyon or any of those, it's just like the wind has just carved these things out, and the water in these canyons too have carved these things out to be spectacular.
Yes.
And that's a wonderful place to go. Let's check out some of the other places. I'm going to keep you guys in the loop on this one. All right. So we're going to go. You're going to Washington. No, Oregon first.
Oregon
next after Kanab.
Yep. We're working our way up the Pacific Northwest. We're going to go to Oregon, followed up by Washington.
Yeah.
And then we're going to stay in Oregon for a little bit. For 2 rallies, we're going to be in Canyonville again.
Canyonville's a beautiful place to be around too. That's a gorgeous area of Oregon.
So I see you're kind of getting involved with all these major manufacturers. So you had Freightliner, and you got several Grand Design ones, and then you also have Alliance. I mean, you guys are getting out there. How much time a week do you spend networking? I mean, it must be tremendous.
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Anytime you say hello, we don't know a stranger. Everybody's a friend. Everybody's family. So we just enjoy talking to people and enjoying the RV community and just community in general, because that's what living is. Right.
It absolutely is. It's spectacular. And let's get to business a little bit. Let's tell people whether you want to be a franchisee or you want this service. How are they going to be able to find these services so they can get cleaner tanks, less weight carrying around with you? You get all your sensors are going to work for a long time, and they teach you how to do it yourself, how to take care of your tanks yourself. How are they going to find you?
So there's multiple ways. They can go to tankrangers.com.
Yeah,
that's our website. They can email us at info@tankrangers.com. And they could also call us at 844 RV Tanks.
844 RV Tanks. Okay. And,
so there's multiple ways, and we will have a schedule posted up on there on our website. We just kind of redid our website recently. So, but if they're interested in franchisee stuff, different states have different laws. I can't solicit the business, but if they're interested in it, they can reach out. There's a section on there, join the convoy, and they can go in there and click it. They'll submit an email to us, and we can review it and get a hold of them and talk to them, see what their needs, what their goals are, and see if we can help each other out.
That's fantastic. It's been an absolute pleasure. Do you have any, exiting words here, anything that you can recommend to families who are thinking about this? I think this is just spectacular what you guys do and how you do it. So, please share your final thoughts about, if you're a couple and you're thinking about this, there you go.
A couple things. Learn to live small. If you can put all your major belongings in maybe a room or two, and if you can live in that, you can RV. Go see Bernie. Go see all the RVs that are there and see what fits for you, whether it's a drivable, whether it's a towable, at a bumper or a fifth wheel.
Don't just walk through it. Sit in there, spend some time in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's your investment. It can be turned into your home.
And open everything up. Sit there and, where's the dog dish going to be? Where are we going to eat?
Is the living space big enough for you?
Yes, because it's small. When I need a moment to myself and the weather's not great, sometimes the bathroom's my favorite place.
Yeah, I got you. So make sure it has those breakaway areas for everyone involved, right?
Yes.
Learn how to downsize.
We are so much more capable than what we realize. Give yourself some grace. In the beginning, just enjoy it for what it is. Start where you are. You don't need to go big. Just whatever works for you.
And mistakes are okay, right?
Yeah, that's how we learn.
And here's the thing, folks. The big point is that you're going to have adventures that you otherwise wouldn't even have considered. I mean, I'm sure you folks run into things almost on a daily basis, like, oh, wow, I didn't even know this was here. Oh, my gosh, like, what an incredible experience.
Yes.
And the people you meet, right? The people you meet are as important as the locations that you go on, your destinations. I mean, I would say even more so.
Correct. Yeah. I learned there's we like tacos and we like sushis, and
wow, what a combo.
Right? But I didn't know you can combine them. There's a thing called like a sushi burrito.
Oh wow.
I combined my two favorite things. I would have never known that.
Yeah, like how'd you figure that out? Was it someone you bumped into or?
No, it was on the menu. We went to somebody recommended a sushi restaurant. I honestly can't remember. I think it was in the Southwest somewhere. And there was a sushi burrito on there, and it's like, oh, it was good. It was big.
We're food junkies.
Yes.
Well, guys, it's been my absolute pleasure of spending this time with you. You guys are fantastic. Everybody, check them out at tankrangers.com and make sure you reach out to them, get to know them. They're magnificent people. We'll see you again soon.
Bye.
All right, everybody, this is RV Game Changer. We had a wonderful show today with Alyssa and Gabe Munoz and their son Oliver. They're traveling around the country with RV Tank Rangers. Now, if you have an idea, you have a great concept, or you're traveling and you want to share your experiences with us, reach out to me at rvgamechanger@gmail.com. You can reach me on Facebook on RV Game Changer, Instagram, Uncle Bernie the RV Guy, YouTube, RV Game Changer, and LinkedIn, RV Game Changer. Next week, we have an exciting episode with Terry Broussard from Spot Tonight. It's an interesting app that helps you find discounted RV sites at the very last minute. It's a great app, and stay tuned next week, and God bless everybody.